You know, choices are almost always hard to make, especially when you have to choose something. Yeah. But what about choices which your life depends on? Today, I've prepared a thorny challenge for you. You'll be transported to a hallway that consists of several sections. Each section will teleport you to a different place and put a different puzzle before you. What they all have in common is a single rule. You'll need to decide on one way to proceed further. You can make no more than 3 mistakes on your way to freedom. How long can you last in my lethal maze? Open the first door if you dare, and let's find out. Okay, welcome, my brave adventurer. You find yourself in a dark room with a single torch hanging on the opposite wall. To either side of the torch, there is a door. Behind the door on the left, there's a hungry wolf that will attack and try to eat you when you enter. Behind the one on the right, there's a swamp that will suck you in if you step foot in the wrong place. Which one would you enter? Choose wisely, and remember, everything has a meaning in this place. The safe way to go is the left door, but only if you take the torch with you. Wolves are afraid of fire, and you'll be able to scare off the beast before it attacks you. Now, even if you didn't answer correctly, don't worry yet. You have 2 more tries, and the next place you're transported to is a forest glade. The sun is shining in the sky, and on the edge of the glade, you see 2 huts. In the left one lives a witch who will lure you inside and poison you if you so much as knock on her door. In the right one, there's a vampire that will launch himself at you as soon as you step on the front porch of his hut. Which hut is safe then? In order to survive without trouble, you should go to the right hut. It's sunny, remember? Vampires can't take the sun, so if you step on the porch of his house and he throws himself at you, he'll just burn to ashes. When you cross the doorstep of the hut you've chosen, the maze takes you to the next puzzle, and that's the South Pole. You're freezing, and to make matters worse, a powerful snowstorm is approaching. You have to find a shelter. Luckily, there are 2 caves right in front of you. In the left one, there's a hungry polar bear, and the right one is filled with radioactive waste. Which one would you choose to hide in? Your best decision would be to stuff yourself into the cave on the left. Why? Well, not because your chances to survive the bear are higher, it's just that there are no polar bears in the South Pole. Now, bear with me. You've still got places to go and things to do in this labyrinth. Your next location is a barren wasteland. There's literally nothing around you but scorched earth. It must be hot at daytime, but lucky you, it's night at the moment. I know I said there was nothing around, but that's not entirely true. There's a decrepit shed nearby. Inside the shed, there are 2 trap doors in the ceiling. If you open the left one, a huge scorpion will jump right at you. And if you choose the right one, you'll see a giant magnifying glass that will scorch you in no time. Which trap door is safe to open? If you've chosen the one with the magnifying glass, congratulations! You've come yet another step closer to freedom. The glass needs the sun to shine through it to burn things down. Since it's dark outside right now, you can enter without fear. So, are you still here? Have you managed to go this far without wasting all of your attempts? Good for you! Now, the next place you're teleported to is an underwater cave. You have barely enough air in your lungs to keep you from drowning, so you have to find some place to breathe, and fast. To your relief, there are, of course, 2 air pockets nearby. Inside one of them, however, there's a swarm of blood-sucking bats, while in the second one, there's a dangerous-looking shark lurking and waiting to feed on you. Which way is safer? Surprisingly, the air pocket with the shark is the safe one. If I remember correctly, sharks can't breathe outside water, so there's no way it can be inside the pocket. Well, take a good and hearty breather and prepare for the next puzzle. It takes place in a medieval castle. You're in a richly decorated chamber with tapestries on every wall, full knight's armor standing in every corner, and a huge 4-poster bed in the middle. There are 2 doors leading out of the room. Behind one, there are a couple of lions trained to attack intruders on smell. Behind the other, there's a champion that will attack anyone who doesn't have this castle's attributes on them. Just in case you're wondering, you don't. So, how can you escape the room you're stuck in? You can go safely enough through the door with the champion behind it. You only need to wear one of those armors standing in the corners of the room, and he'll let you pass. You're close to the exit from the maze now. Don't give up. Press on. You find yourself in a room full of various small animals. They don't mean you any harm. Among others, you spot a mouse, a frog, a cat, a mongoose, a fox, and a rabbit. As usual, there are 2 doors out of the room. Behind one, there's a venomous snake that hisses at you and threatens to bite as soon as you cross the doorstep. Behind the other, there's a poisonous cloud that will choke you if you breathe it in. Which doorway can you use to go further? Well, take the mongoose with you and open the door to the snake. As you might know, mongooses are natural enemies of snakes, so just wait until it gets rid of the serpent and go. You're now almost free. If you manage to go this far, it'll be a shame not to make it to the exit, don't you think? Don't take any chances. Use your logic and find the way out of the next and last room of the maze. It's not going to be easy, and I'm not going to give you any hints. But you've been doing great so far, and I'm pretty sure you'll take this last step with triumph. So, you're standing in a room with nothing else but a table in front of you. There are 3 items on it: a vial of perfume, a razor, and a length of rope. On the opposite side of the table, there are 3 doors. Behind the first one is a bald person that looks just like you, and they'll strangle you when they see you. Behind the second are blind and hungry hounds that will eat you alive. And behind the third one is an enraged buffalo that stands with its back to you until you cross the doorstep, and when you do, it will rush and trample you. Which door will you choose and why? Think it over carefully. After all, your life and freedom is at stake. Well, if you think about it, unlike the rest of the rooms, all 3 doors in this one lead to freedom. You just need to find a way that best suits you. If you chose the door with a person, you should remember that they look exactly like you except one detail: they're completely bald. So take the razor from the table and shave off your hair. When you open the door, the person will think they're looking at themselves and let you go. By the way, if you already have no hair on your head, you can just skip the razor part altogether. Convenient, huh? If you prefer the door with the blind hounds, take the vial of perfume. Even dogs that are able to see mostly find their bearings by scent. For blind ones, it's the only way. You can either throw the vial in the far corner of the room so that it shatters and confuses the hounds, or spray the perfume all around the room to the same end. The dogs will have no chance to find you. And finally, if you chose the buffalo, take the rope and make a noose on its end. Open the door, and while the beast is still standing with its back to you, throw the noose over its horns. If you're successful, you'll have a tame buffalo and a free way to the exit. Congratulations, my courageous friend! Did you manage to go through all the rooms without exceeding your 3 attempts? Let me know how many rooms you passed down in the comments. Hey, if you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share it with a friend. But don't go open any more doors just yet. We have thousands of cool videos for you to check out. Just click on this left or right video and enjoy. Remember, stay on the bright side of life.